are doing a 20-minute EMOM, and it's gonna be 3 back squats, rest a minute, 1 front squat, rest a minute. Go for 20 minutes, increase to a successful 3, heavy.
We get the 500 again. Come on. Yeah, this is high percentage. We're simulating a lot of what we could anticipate to see at a comp. What that means is like the overloading the CNS. So we strategically place this like 10, 12 Ks before the event, just to give the CNS a good time to decompress or rest, so that he's sharp for the competition too. What you'll find is we don't want to overload it, that he starts becoming exhausted or tired, or he just can't, just the function of his motor patterns are just more fatigued. So we got to make sure that we time this right, exposure to the heavy percentages, and then come into competition feeling confident, knowing that he's hit high percentages and can repeat that if the event requires. Come on. Big 3, here we go, come on. Stay tight, push through the middle. Push through the middle, Zach, come on, push through the middle, come on. Drive, 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 drive. That's so much better, good job, come on. Up, 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 come on, come on, come on, all you. Come on, stay engaged, there we go, follow through, tight. Drive, 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 come on, finish it, finish it, finish it. Nice, you. Feel all 405s though?
Only 505. Never looked at 505, but I know that's what it would feel like.
That'd be something to go off, yeah. Nice.
Finish it. Third back squat felt the same.
I think just with your front squat though, you need to really focus on the bottom position out the next 12 inches, or just follow through. Stay hold on to your strong shape. Knees out, chest up. When we cave in, that's not a strong sign. We need to be reinforced.
My breathing was a little off.
On the first set?
Yeah. Even the back squat, like, because it was like big breath, step out, and it's hard to take that second breath and like actually fill up. So like I almost made it to like a shallow breath and then like another shallow breath. Do you know what I mean? So like fill up. It felt better.
Yeah. So I think find a sequence or a process of it. Like come up the top, 2 shallow breaths, then brace, then go. 2 shallow breaths, brace, then go. Because I just don't want it to be sporadic, only because the barbell's probably still whipping around with the 505 on the side. So you just want to be braced, slow control, go. And it's just more methodical and process, you know. With your front squat though, yep, nice and braced. I notice you hold 3 fingers, and then before you go into 2.
Yeah.
That's fine, but I do want to reinforce chest up, elbows out. What I don't want to see is that when we come down the bottom, then we're into this position, then because it looks almost like you close in, then you open back up. I'd rather you stay open and chest up, or proud belly the entire time.
You can throw a timer on that one.
Yes. I think that's a pretty cool observation, that I'm putting a lot of effort into stacks, and I take pride in that because I would like to be proud of the fact that I treat everyone constant and consistent in our care. And what I think that goes to show is that even if it's my wife or my spouse, I gave the same dedication as I would for another athlete as well. So I appreciate that. I'd like for a compliment in that. But at the end of the day, like it's a lifestyle for these guys, right? Their expectations on themselves is beyond, well, they can't measure it until after the event because it hasn't played out. But what they can do is best prepare for the event or the scenario, and that's my job, to facilitate that or allow them to have that goal. I take a lot of pride and a lot of heat for that, or expectation of myself to deliver that. I want these guys to excel. I see it day in, day out, and biasly or selfishly. I think they work the hardest for, and I want to make sure that I give them the best, or I give them the effort that they apply towards their training. And Saxon's been doing that day in, day out. You know, it's a long season. Starts all the way back in January and finishes for him all the way to the back end of November, right? So, boy, I just want this guy to get what he deserves, but he knows what that looks like. That's on him to push and deliver that. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you earn, and he has to do the work in that concept. But I'm putting the pressure and expectation on ourselves to be best prepared for that.
So since semifinals don't qualify you anymore,
Since the semifinals don't qualify us, yeah.
are these competitions just going to be more for, like, in your eyes, baseline of where you are?
Right, yep. So when you told me that question, the first thing I thought of is livelihood and the ability to do this full time, right? So if I look at it this way, in the season, there's only one major event that can pay or fulfill the dream of a CrossFitter to be a professional athlete or an independent athlete to purely train, and that's the Games. The Games gives the ability financially to give these guys, the top 10 at least pursue this as a full-time craft if it was purely prize money, which would allow them to do that. Fortunately for events like Rogue and these other events that were outside the season, there's a platform or further opportunity for them to become full-time athlete as well. That, for most of these athletes, is just as important to them as the Games, and it's important for me to allow them to chase their goals or whatever their expectations are for the season as well, right? So at the start of the year, coming back to that point, back in January, these were the ABC events that they wanted to hit for the year, and we're just seeing fulfilling that through as well, especially in a period right now where the season's long. And, you know, not complacency comes into these guys, but just making sure that we align with what we spoke about earlier on in the season.
Everything starts with a vision. Despite the past, despite what you've lost, despite the price you have to pay. It only takes one moment of clarity to keep fighting, hold your ground, and see the bigger picture. To feel it deep in your soul and down to your last bone. Keep fighting, hold your ground, and know what's at stake. So let it be proven. Stay hungry, stay driven, stay resilient. Blood, sweat, and a heart full of vengeance. And when you feel like you need to stop, double down. No days off, no surrender, no excuses. So leave no doubt, everything starts with a vision. A moment of clarity. To keep fighting, hold your ground, and manifest your reality. You are the creator.